pick up, and then we'll go.
We'll never surrender.
Skin boots on a Saturday night.
Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here and welcome back to another GOROD KROVI video. Now today we're going to be going over the Transit Easter egg cipher that was indeed solved on GOROD KROVI. Now if you want to go and see this for yourself, there's going to be a link to the COD Zombies forums. Now this cipher can be found in the operations bunker, obviously the main central area on the map. On the computer screen that does indeed flicker, and it was indeed solved by Tak, Nino69, Certain Personio, and also Lizz's Dolphin. I probably mispronounced their names there, and I will link their Twitter @ down in this video's description. It is indeed a leet speak cipher, so if any of you guys are wondering how this was indeed solved. But what this cipher reads is very, very interesting and brings light to something that was recently announced right before GOROD KROVI was released. So when translated, the cipher reads, "Finally the lab is almost complete. Security measures have been put in place, so the chance of detection by the Americans is very unlikely. We have also several agents embedded with the _ as insurance. We will keep the individual's stasis on ice to speak, and continue the specimen rotation once we finish drawing more power from the drill. Oh, I almost forgot. The sequencing for the current blood samples is as follows: SS, MJ, ABR. Now, whose are those initials, you may ask? Well, obviously they're standing for Samuel, Stullinger, Misty, Malton, and also Russman, the 4 Transit crew. Now, recently it was brought to light that the Transit crew are going to be making a return within the Black Ops 3 Zombies storyline. We presumed, should I say, that they were left to dead in Buried, but that is not indeed the case when they went to Round Infinity. Because obviously we had some details released about a brand new Call of Duty Zombies comic book, and the description for that read, "Since Treyarch first introduced zombies in the Call of Duty franchise as an Easter egg in Call of Duty World at War, it has grown into its own pop culture phenomenon. Now Treyarch's Blundell and Houston help take fans even deeper down the rabbit hole. On his quest to secure an ancient artifact known as the Knorrium, Dr. Edward Richtofen enlists the help of the Transit crew, a ragtag group of survivors last seen in the Black Ops 2 Zombies installment Buried, on a deeply unstable and fractured Earth. Stullinger, Misty, Russman, and Malton battle for survival against the undead horde as they slowly uncover the truth behind Richtofen's mysterious reappearance. The Call of Duty Zombies mini-series follows these characters' perilous journey of discovery, filling in crucial pieces of the larger zombie storyline." Now this is pretty huge indeed, because within this comic book it's going to fill a lot of the gaps that we have missing in regards to the zombies storyline, because after GOROD KROVI we've only got one DLC left, and there is way too much for them to explain in that last DLC. So I think there's going to be a lot that's going to be explained within this comic book, and we're going to learn how the Transit crew and their effects within this comic book have influenced the overall zombie storyline. I believe the events that have transpired within Origins would not have happened if it wasn't for the Transit crew. Some people thought that since the Origins storyline has progressed and we're obviously going through the universes and finding our specific 1.0 versions, that the timeline is going to be erased and everything within Black Ops 2 is just completely irrelevant. Well, that is definitely 110% not the case. What happened within the Black Ops 2 storyline is very significant, as we wouldn't even be rewriting time if it wasn't for what happened, and we'll find out exactly what happened within the comic books. But from what it seems, the Transit crew are indeed being experimented on, or at least that's what it seems like, and it brings up and mentions a drill, getting power from a drill. I think we've only ever seen a drill twice. If I remember, we saw it in the Nuketown loading screen, of which a lot of people thought that this is taking place underwater, or you know, there's some really crazy and mind-blowing theories about the Nuketown loading screen, which is all for another video. And we know that for some weird reason Malton was in the Nuketown bunker, so maybe, just maybe, a lot of people are thinking that maybe the characters took a route from Transit or prior to Transit at some point, and they were experimented on at Nuketown, and their blood was extracted at Nuketown, and possibly the blood is then used for the blood vials. I don't really know, but a lot of people are thinking that, and there is a lot of evidence backing that. Let me know down in the comment section down below, do you think the Transit crew was experimented on at Nuketown, and for what reason, and who was experimenting on them? But we did also see a drill. I'm pretty confident we saw a drill in Buried. I think think a lot of people have forgotten about that, so maybe that's what it's referring to, I'm not sure. But then obviously the blood samples are going to be taken from the transit crew. Now what are these blood samples for? We really don't know, but a lot of people are thinking that maybe, just maybe, the blood vials that the characters have and have gotten at the end of the Zetsubo no Shima Easter egg ending cutscene could indeed be from the transit crew. Now we know for sure that the ones that Richtofen has are from the Mob of the Dead crew, as the numbers on the blood vials correlate to the prisoners, or at least that's what we think, to be honest. But maybe the other characters have blood vials from the transit crew, although they've only got 2, although they only have 2 of them on each of their characters. So unless one of them has one from each of the characters, I'm really not sure. Now in my personal opinion, this is what I think the blood vials are going to be used for. I think at the end of DLC 4, this is what I think is going to happen. I think there's going to be 2 possible outcomes. One being Primus will fail, the characters will die. I think the other possible outcome is going to be Primus will still fail. I believe that Primus are destined to fail. I think no matter what they do, Primus will always fail until they break the cycle. And I think the other possible outcome will be Primus will fail. However, they'll do something with the blood vials that will alter this current universe or this current timeline, which will allow the Origins characters to have a second attempt at trying to save the universe and stop the universes from merging and bleeding into one another, which is obviously the end goal that they're seeking. But you can let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below, because obviously we've had such things as Dr. Monty introduced into the storyline now, and we know he's omnipotent, and he seems to be manipulating the characters to turn them all against each other and turn them against Richtofen, but also turn Richtofen against the other characters and turn Richtofen against Maxis. He's obviously trying to stir trouble, and I think he's an alter ego of the Shadow Man. I don't think they're the same people, although he could be, since the Shadow Man is indeed a shapeshifter, so maybe he's taken another form as Dr. Monty. But I believe that Dr. Monty is not the Shadow Man. However, I believe that Dr. Monty is somehow closely related to the Shadow Man. Maybe he's like the brother of the Shadow Man or something like that, but I believe they're both evil. Now we saw the Shadow Man manipulate the Shadows of Evil characters to help the Shadow Man and the Apothecans, and I think we're seeing a similar thing here. I think Dr. Monty is going to manipulate the characters, turn them all against each other, and I think that's what's going to cause Primus to fail in DLC 4. Now obviously at the end of the GOROD KROVI Easter egg, we only saw 3 of the 1.0 versions go up into the sky. Richtofen's 1.0 version was non-existent, and we also didn't see the Shadow Man go up into the sky. Possible reasons are that he's killed the wrong 1.0 version. Some people think that the correct 1.0 version is Eddie, that's going to be in the house, which is suggested by the Dr. Monty quotes, as he said that Eddie's been in the house the entire time. Or some people are thinking that maybe Richtofen never collected the soul of the 1.0 version and he's saving that character for another purpose. Some people think that's because he knows that Dr. Monty is going to betray him, or maybe Maxis, or both, and maybe that's the reason he hasn't followed through with this, so he can catch them ahead of time. Or people are thinking that maybe Richtofen is indeed still evil and he's been lying this entire time, and the reason why he's not collected his 1.0 version is to serve himself in some sort of greater master plan. But you can let me know all of your thoughts on this down in the comment section down below. As always, you know, there's going to be so much explained within DLC 4, I honestly can't wait. But anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you know how to do for the latest and greatest Black Ops 3 Zombies news information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.